are live now. Good evening, everyone. My name is Tandega. I'm your host tonight. I have a guest to talk to about fitness and women and life as in general for women who are into fitness. Her name is Mary Mutlanyane. She's a South African triathlete and entrepreneur. She's also known for involvement in sports, particularly the triathlon and open water swimming, as well as her work with organizations like Women for Waves and then the InspireZA. You can check those pages for on her organizations online on Instagram and Facebook. So I'm gonna welcome her into the studio or the stage on the live. And hi, Mary.
Hi, Tandega.
How are you
Thank you.
this
I'm great.
evening?
I'm great. Thank you.
Yes,
Thanks for
thank
having
you
me.
for your time on a Sunday evening. I know this last hour before a Monday, we prepare a lot and we do a lot. So
Yeah.
I really appreciate your time for being here. Um, so to further add on what she does, Umeri, and why up. Oh, guys. Excuse guys with the children in the background. It's an evening, a family set up. I hope you won't mind that. But they're gonna go away just now. So she is into sports. She's a swimmer, a runner, a cyclist, and in all that she does as a whole, or a one title, she's a triathlon. And then she has finished 70.3 Ironman South Africa race 4 times. She's a Speed of South Africa brand ambassador. She's a Spa Women's ambassador for past a few years. I remember her from in 2023. I think we were supposed to meet there on that race, but we missed each other due to I was traveling alone and I had difficulties with location and all. So I never got to meet her. But she's been on the spa races in the past. We'll see about this year. And then she's also a founder, as I mentioned, for Women for Waves, where she's involved in helping women to fight the fears of swimming or learning to swim as an adult. So, but I'll let her introduce herself also from her side, especially with the swimming. What what inspired her? Because she also learned to swim as an adult. You believe you me? She started as an adult the swimming, and now she's in sports and doing lots of like swimming in open water. That's also intriguing on its own. So Mary, welcome to the live.
Thank you, Tandega. Thanks for having me. Yeah. Me and sports, it's been how many years now in sports? 12 years to going for 13 years now. I started as a runner. When you
Okay.
start running, you want to look good, you want to be in good shape, like many other young ladies who start, oh, I want to look good, I want to diet, but then you take up running and start running, and a few years later, I started with actually the Spa 10K as actually one of my first races. My first race, I think, was the Total Sports Women Spa, and then it was a 10K. From there, I
Okay.
moved into Spa 10Ks. Yeah, to think that today I'm the ambassador of the race where I started, it's actually very nice. Yeah, and I've been a runner for a few years, and I started cycling. Cycling, I've been cycling for how many years now? It's about 11 years to 12 years now. 11 going for 12 years. I had my first child and I carried on cycling. The swimming started in my mid 30s. I was already a mother of one at the time. I go to gym. After gym, I look at the swimmers. I used to look at them with envy. Looking at them, like,
Mm,
okay, wow, how come they are able to swim? What's so special about them? I'll stand there
mhm.
after my gym before going home and just look at the swimmers swimming. And I thought, you know what, let me give it a try. If I don't come right at it, it's fine, but I'll give it a try. And once I know how to swim, I can do that thing called, the triathlons and do that race called the Ironman 70.3 or the full Ironman. So I started taking up lessons as I was getting into it. The lockdown started. No. Before the lockdown, as I was getting into my swimming, getting used to, doing my swim lessons, I felt pregnant with my second child. I carried on swimming as a pregnant mom, but at some point, because I'm not fluent in swimming, I'm not, very good at it. I didn't want to take the chance of swimming when I'm heavily pregnant, so I stopped. I went to give birth, and I said to my husband, you know what, I'm going back to try swimming again. And if I don't get it right this time around, I'm quitting. I've been doing the lessons and I'm not there yet. If I don't get it this time, I'm quitting. And it eventually came, hey. When I finally got it, then now that it came, the lockdown happened. Now I had to stop again. For the second time, I'm stopping. Okay, now the lockdown. You can't go to gym, during that period. The lockdown is here. With swimming, if you don't keep doing it, you you become, especially if it's still new to the body, you kind of forget,
Okay.
it's still new to the body, you still learning, and then now you're taking all these long breaks. Eventually, the lockdown passed, and I went back to swimming. I carried on swimming until it came right, until I can say, okay, now I'm a swimmer. I can swim at least one stroke, before I could learn other strokes. Yeah, and that was when, after the lockdowns, 2020, what? Yeah, I can't remember the lockdowns. It feels like a long time ago since we were in the COVID lockdowns.
Yeah,
Can't even
yes.
remember.
I think
Yeah.
2021 or two, ne?
2021, 2022, somewhere there, yes, 2022, somewhere there. Yeah, now it's 3 years later. So in this 3 years later after the lockdown, I pushed, I've been working hard. I started from the pool, I started open water swimming, which was very daunting. It's still daunting even today, but I do it, you know.
Yeah.
And yeah, from getting used to the open water, I wouldn't say used to, but getting comfortable that I can swim a certain distance. Now I can sign up for a race. Then started signing up for short races. You start with sprint. Let's say it's a sprint triathlon before you move to standard triathlons, and eventually move to the longer distances like the 70.3s. Yeah, and that was it. That's what it is today. That's how it started.
So do you teach other women yourself, or do you have a coach that assists or whatever, or is it easy you yourself to like transfer the skill to another? So like for me, I can't swim. I just make sure that I float on water. Would you teach me personally, or
Yes,
do you?
yeah. So I don't get to teach full time as in like
Okay.
every day. I work 9 to 5. So I've partnered with a coach who's like a full-time coach. She's teaching every single day. She's been doing this for years. While I'm still learning, to teach, learn to swim is like you're teaching how you're not even a coach yet when you're teaching people learn to swim. Coach is when you start specializing with, okay, now I'm a coach. I'm focusing on teaching people this, and then I'm coaching them. You're not even teaching, you're now coaching. So I partnered with this lady because I wanted a female. Women for waves, it's for women. So I'd prefer to have only women, to help
Mm,
women. So women for waves, how it started. If I may, if in case your viewers don't know, about women for waves, I
mm,
figured, I'll go to a race and ladies are so inspired. Oh, you are swimming in the ocean. Yo, that's impossible. How did you swim in the ocean? Women are inspired. They ask me questions. I'm like, what? I go racing, I become successful, I inspired women. Now it's time to empower these women. Now that they're inspired, it's time to empower them because they can do the same. It's not, it's not impossible. It's difficult, yes, but it's not impossible to swim in the depth, to swim in the ocean. That's how Women for Waves started. So partnering with Koshia because I can't be there and help you to swim during the week. I'm at work. I work full time, unfortunately, 9 to 5. I wish I could have the flexibility of being in the
uh,
pool deck anytime I want, but with a full-time job and also still learning myself. So I partnered with somebody who's been doing this for longer, for years, who's in it, who's there every single day. I've partnered with Poshia, as a coach who's already. Poshia is very fantastic. She's done things like the Robben Island swim. You know, when
yeah.
I look around for a female who can, who could step in and, partner with me, Poshia was the perfect person for me.
Okay. Have you
So
done
she,
Robben Island? Sorry.
not yet, not yet.
Okay, okay.
Yes, not yet. It will come. It will come one day.
Are you planning to do it? Are you gonna do it in the future?
Why not? Why not? I didn't learn
And
how to swim.
how long is it? The distance come by
Robben
from
Island is a 7 kilometer swim. Yes,
it's a
all the way to Robben Island. It's a one-way 7 kilometer swim.
oh, so it's only one way.
It's
Has
one
it
way.
been
You just
done,
swim.
go there and come back, or there will be extreme?
It's possible. It's not extreme. I would say it's extreme, but it's possible, But to say you have accomplished Robert Island, you need to do that 7K one way. Well, if coming back, then it's up to you, you know.
Yeah,
It's
but
no
it's
longer
seven.
once you get to Robert Island, you have accomplished the 7K Robert Island crossing. Yes.
Yeah,
Because there's a
that's
boat following you, you come back with that boat.
okay. Okay. Is it
Yes, there's a
timed?
boat.
Is it a
No,
timed
it's not a
swimming?
race. No, it's not a race. It's not timed like a race.
As long
Not
as
where you
you.
when they say entries are open, enter for it. It's like Kilimanjaro. It's a challenge that you
Oh,
put. Yes,
okay. Okay.
you can go when it's the season to go. It's not like entries are open, enter, and then the entries close. No. That's why you need to have a boat supporting. It's your own personal challenge that you embark on.
And then the sharks. Well, I'm asking you something you haven't experienced, but I think we would need that connection with someone who's swim, because I know that on Insta there's a lady that she's in Cape Town, if I'm not mistaken, that you are friends with. I know she had done the island. You have forgotten her name. I'll just check her. So now I'm thinking, I'm asking you about the sharks and being scared of the ocean, and you, how safe is it?
Well,
Uh-huh.
there are sharks in the ocean, but the way it's done, some boats, have the detector where they can tell that's able to alert them how far is the shark. If there's a shark coming along, how far is the shark. As it gets closer, you're able to jump onto the boat until the shark is gone. You know.
And then
So
we
I can't
would
say they
carry
are
on swim after knowing that
afterwards. Yes,
it
they
needs
could
preparation.
swim. Yeah, so they carry on swimming. Yeah. See, it's a
Yeah,
mental challenge. It's mental. It's more of
yeah,
mental
it's
challenge.
always mental. So,
Yeah.
um, while we're still on that with the mental challenge, I'd like to take you to the climbing, mountain climbing. I think I didn't mention that on the intro, but Mary, guys, we have 5 viewers currently. So Mary also is involved in mountain climbing. She has done Mount Kilimanjaro. Would you please tell us about that experience, like
So
preparation?
I call myself
Uh-huh.
like I'm more than a triathlete. I'm an adventure seeker. I'm an adventurer. I'm sure you've seen my hashtag adventure mom. I'm an
Yes, yes.
adventurer. I'm not just I'm not a marathon runner. I'm not a triathlete. I do everything and I do
Okay.
adventures.
Mhm.
Overall, I'm an adventure seeker. I go skydiving. I tick off skydiving. Done. I go undersea. I tick off. Okay, I've done the undersea adventure. Then I move on. I look for my own adventures I want to do. Then I tick off and move on. So Kilimanjaro was 2016. That's like a long time ago
Yes,
already.
yes. It's
2016 makes it 8 years to
nine,
9 years
nine
ago.
or eight, almost nine now.
Yeah, it's almost 9 years. Yes, my baby was only 28 months old when I left for Kili. Yeah, he was just turned 2 when I left for Kili. My baby was just turned 2, 28 months. Yeah, I went to Kili. Oh, Kili was great. It was a challenge. It was tough, but it was great.
What made
Yeah,
you say, let me just go climb? And how long
what made
before
me
did
do it?
you want? Yes. And then weeks before going there, your experience, your preparation, and then maybe
It's a
or the
uh,
days experience at the mountains.
Well, it's a personal challenge, you sit down and say, oh, like you say, okay, you sit and say, oh, I want to do this marathon, you write it down as one of
Mhm.
the, you know, your
Okay,
bucket
okay.
list item. That's what it is. It's a bucket list item. You write down things you want to do. You want to do Mount Everest one day, you want to do that. You write, okay, it's one of the bucket list item. Which one can I do sooner than the other? Kili was the one I wanted to do that at the time. I started training because it's hiking, although it's hiking on another level. I started training hiking locally, going to Mahalisberg, the Shelter Rock, the Rustic trails, all those trails there. The popular one, locally, the one, just the local Mahalis hikes. And I didn't even do the Drakensberg like other people go to the Drakensberg. I carried on with my gym work because I'm already a runner. My cardio was good. Being a runner helps. Your cardio is already there. I didn't do the steps. The Westcliff steps. No, I didn't even do the Westcliff steps. I relied on my running, my hiking, my gym work as the strength training. And that
Mhm.
was enough and carried me through Kilimanjaro. My journey of it was how many 6 days. On the seventh day, you come down the mountain. You're going up for 6 days, then coming down. It's a day, yeah, a day and a half.
Okay, so it's quicker to come back.
Yes, it's clear to come back because you're no longer acclimatizing. You take time going
Oh,
up, acclimatizing, going up slowly. Coming back, it can just come back faster, especially once you're out of that vicinity of the summit.
yeah. And do you have to have a certain weight to go in there or a level of fitness? Yes, you did count cardio, but a normal, not to say normal, but a person who is not into fitness, can they just say today, maybe end of the year, I want to go climb without having to have any level of physical fitness? Can anyone do it?
When you say, excuse my nose, I had open water swimming this afternoon. This is what happens after
Yeah.
just a bit
And
of congestion. You need to be fit, to be honest. You can't just get out of your couch and go to Kilimanjaro. You haven't done any gym work for strength. You haven't done any local
oh,
hikes, to get used to walking on the terrain. You're not gonna be walking on the tar road, your usual walk, 5K walk around. You need to get used to walking up on the terrain, walking down on the terrain. You need to
it's
train your
unlike
gear like your
hiking, the weekend hiking we do.
No, it's not the same. You need to train in the boots that you're going to be wearing on the mountain for 7 days. You need to train in a backpack, 3 kg, your daily backpack, that you're gonna be carrying your water and snacks. You need to do all those hikes, carrying your load, that 3 kg, because the main luggage is carried by the porter. You need to have strong knees. That comes with strength training. That means gym work. Some
Yeah.
people even go to Westcliff stairs so they can strengthen their legs, most importantly their knees, because your knees will be bending, going the climbing up and up and up. So
Yes.
you can't move from couch to killing. That's the same way you can't move from couch to marathon. You see, when you're starting with the 5Ks, you can't go there with zero fitness. That's the reality. You need to do your
Okay.
work first, train, and go for it.
And then in terms of being cold, because it does have snow there, Mount Kilimanjaro.
Uh, yes,
Oh,
yes, it does know. It does know. The cold is
all
there. It also
all
depends on
seasons.
the season.
Okay, it depends on the season.
Yeah,
Now,
when I went, it was in October, so it was not winter. So as much
but
as it
there
was
was
cold,
snow.
it was cold.
Okay,
Yes, it's at the top. The higher you go, the colder it becomes. It was very
okay.
cold. It was cold. Yes, and it was not even winter, so you can imagine in winter. It was
Yeah.
cold, but it was bearable. Yeah.
Mhm. Sorry, I have my phone here, and I'm gonna check if they have questions because I see text. I have someone called Karabo. He says you're gonna be talking about women. That's my favorite. He likes to joke. He's one of our YouTube supporters. So I currently don't see a question. Good evening. Well done. Let's think in positive. And then we have Malise. They liked. Yeah, I haven't had straight questions. So you spoke about starting 12 years ago, being an active person, looking after your body. I had a question there. Were you ever feeling like you are big or overweight? How what got you? It
Sorry.
was before you had kids, no? So what got you into the fitness?
I started doing I would say the jogs when I was still at the university. That's like
Mhm.
more than 15 years ago. When I say
Okay.
13 years ago, I'm thinking about doing races like a Spartan K race, that formally the formal setup of the race. But as to
Yeah.
jogging, looking after my health and going to gym, I started when I was still at the university, when I was still a student. I was
Mhm.
at TUT. At TUT, there was
Okay.
a gym for us, for students, you know. So I started using that gym. I started running around the campus, with the ladies who stayed at the rest. We'd go running in the afternoon around 5 o'clock. That time you are so body conscious. You just wanna stay in good shape. You think you're picking
Yes.
up weight. Yeah, that's when I started doing the jogs, and then I left the campus. When I left the campus, started working. That's when I started getting it. That's 30 years ago when I started getting into signing up for a race. Okay, now I want to run seriously and commit. What's the way to commit? Sign up for a race and then we start training for it. Then that's how you get used to commitment. You know that okay, there's a race coming. I've signed up for it. Now I need to train for it. Now you start running regularly because you have a goal. Once you set up a goal, then it's not easy to fall off the wagon because now you're working towards something. It's no longer just a local jog or an easy jog after classes. You're now chasing a goal of finishing a 10K.
Okay, I had muted myself. Okay, so another question in relation with fitness is how do you make time, keep balance, and your family? You have kids already, you're married. So
Yeah,
how does it work out? You have a 9 to 5, you have the organizations that you run, and you have yourself to take care of yourself. How do you keep up with all of that? How
yeah,
does your week look like? Or even a
it's
day?
a lot.
Mm.
Yeah, it's a lot. How do I put it to summarize it in it? It's a lot. I wish I didn't have a 9 to 5 and there was just money for me so I can do the things that I'm you know, more passionate about. Not that I'm not passionate about my job, but things like Women for Waves, helping other women. I would like to do that full time. It would be nice, but the reality is, I still need to put bread on the table. So, how does my program look? On a Monday morning, for example, on a day I'm running at 5 a.m. and then I'm finishing by 10 past 6, coming back home, start preparing, not even myself, but the kids, because they're leaving for school at 7, start packing their lunch boxes, making sure everything is ready for them. After they leave, that's when I start focusing on myself. Okay, now I need to get ready for work. Well, as I'm taking their food, I'm taking mine as well. I've done my morning run. I need to start getting ready for work. I go to work later when I knock off around 4:30. I still have my afternoon session to do. Sometimes I have 3 sessions in a day. I still have my afternoon session to do. It can be swimming in the gym in the afternoon, or it can be strength training. Then I do that session in the afternoon. When I get home, if the boys are not back, I'm able to do that session. Sometimes they're not back because they're doing their extramural activities. I do my afternoon session because when they get home, they need help with homework. After homework, I move into cooking dinner, and then it goes on and on and on. You see. And once
Yeah.
all that starts, the evening activities, I can't do any of my sessions. I can only do it after they've gone to bed.
Yes. Yes.
So it's all about juggling. Some things I do when the day I'm working from home. I don't sit there and eat lunch. I use my lunch hour to train. You know, and I get one of my
Mm,
sessions done. When I'm
yes.
working from home, it's actually a more productive day because that lunch hour comes in very handy. I'm able to do something in that lunch hour. So it's really about juggling. It's juggling.
So even
Yeah,
the
I just
juggling,
gotta juggle through.
we can officially call it that's the balance. Because when someone asks how do you balance things, you
Hey, things are not balancing. Yes, balancing, you juggle. You juggle. You can't say things are balanced. Sometimes you think, oh, I'll do that session because I'm working from. I'll do my session during my lunch break. That lunch break, you don't get to do the session. You need to go to the shops. Shop for a costume. My son has she's in grade 1. Sometimes they have concerts. You need to go shop for a concert costume. That lunch hour is gone. Now you still have that session to do later in the day. You have to squeeze it in somewhere somehow. Even if it
yeah,
means you do it at 9 o'clock once the kids have gone to bed. There are times when I'm on my bike between 8 and 9 doing my indoor cycling, so that it's done.
yes,
So
yeah, it's
you gotta
commit,
juggle.
yeah. Um, and then in terms of food, how well? The one question is, do you take supplements or what do you think about them?
I don't take supplements. Everything I do is natural. I eat healthy. People think I look good because I exercise a lot. It's not even the reason. You can never outrun a bad diet. I look good because of the food. I look good because I watch what I eat, not because I exercise a lot. You can exercise all day long, 7 times 7 days a week. But if you don't eat it right, you're not gonna go anywhere. It's 80% of what you eat and 20% of exercises. What you eat contributes a lot. 80%. The exercise comes in handy. 20%. So the food I eat, I avoid the bad carbs. I avoid the sugars. What I'm drinking now is it's magnesium. I don't even drink sugary drinks like juice. I
Okay.
don't drink alcohol. So the sugar intake, the carbs intake, the fat intake, I watch all that. I've gotten used to it. Now it's no longer a watch; it's a lifestyle. I've gotten used to it. I don't drink sugary drinks. And the only time I take a sugary drink is when I'm cycling long distance. That's when I did it. That's as I'm cycling, I'm burning it.
Mhm.
So yeah, the food is the bad, you know, the bad carbs, the bad sugars. All those people snack with sweets. Why you don't eat sweets? Why are you eating sweets? Potato chips. Avoid those kind of stuff. Biscuits.
Oh,
Biscuits are sugar loaded.
yes.
A whole lot of wrong things that can make you pick up weight or gain weight. Things that you can easily avoid.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I
So
do watch what
you
I eat
snack
healthy if I could.
veggies.
Yeah, vegetables and protein, vegetables and chicken, vegetables and fish. You know, your vegetables, your protein. Avoid deep frying. Roast your food, grill your food, steam your food. Avoid dipping food in the oil and deep frying. Avoid that kind of way of doing things. You know, stick to
So
healthy meals.
do, do you go out for dinner with your family, and when you're out, you make sure that you order salads and all the greenery? How does that look
Yeah,
like?
if it's during the week. If it's
Mm.
weekends in my family, the tradition is fast food Friday. On the
Okay.
Friday dinner, we eat fast food, and it's okay. That's the time we get to indulge on the burgers, the pizzas. As
Okay.
much as I don't touch the chips, but I'll still eat pizza, or a burger, or your Boxmaster, stuff like that. It's fast food Friday. That's the time I'll eat the burgers and the pizzas. During the week I'm cooking proper food meals, at home. So
Mm-hmm.
people call it cheat day. I wouldn't call it a cheat day. I'm not cheating. It's a treat. And yeah, that's when I have
And it's
something
one
unusual.
meal. Is it from the morning, or it's just
No, no, just
one
for
meal?
dinner. That's Friday dinner. Saturday I'm back in the house cooking light meals like I can make balls, I can make, yeah,
Okay.
junk food is like Friday night. Yes.
It's an evening thing, watching the movies and
And
all.
I and I love Sunday dessert. Yes. Oh, I haven't
Okay.
even had my dessert today. I love Sunday dessert. Sunday dessert can be cheesecake, can be ice cream. It's not every Sunday, but both Sundays. Can be cheesecake, it can be melted, it can be ice cream. That's another treat I get. Once I've had that Monday, back to not that I had off ramped, but yeah, then I carry on with my normal. I've had my treat. And the other thing I love is dark chocolate. I enjoy dark chocolate because it's low sugar, very low sugar. Which I
Okay.
don't get to eat it on day, Monday or Wednesday. It's a treat that I eat on weekends, treating myself with dark chocolate on some weekends.
And then in terms
So the
of,
idea the idea is not to deprive yourself of the nice things. Have the
oh
nice
yeah.
things, but in moderation.
So I was
Treat
gonna
yourself.
ask about coffee, tea, green tea, the warm
I drink
stuff.
coffee. I don't take hot chocolate because it's just the sugar load. I drink tea. I drink rainbows. I drink green tea. I drink coffee, but I don't add sugar in any of this. I don't take refined sugar. I don't add any sugar anyway. Whether it's my oats, I don't add any sugar.
Mm.
Yes.
Okay, that is very interesting in terms of food, because my weakness currently it is ice cream and and I'm actually chips. So I know it's bad carbs, especially because it's deep fried. No matter how
Stay
you
away
look
from
at
the
it,
chips because it's deep
the
fried. It's deep
potato.
fried potato. Have your burger alone. Burger is not bad because it's patty. It has a veg inside. It has tomato. It has lettuce. Then
Yes,
cheese.
onions.
Yeah. your burger alone is okay. The minute you add chips, then that's kind of pushing it, you know.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay, and I had prepared a list of questions, so I have another one. But you've kind of answered because I was going to say you are a founder of Women for Waves. What inspired you to offer your time to teach other women?
Uh,
So it's the love
you know,
that you like
yeah,
helping
getting to
or assisting.
I advocate for women. Even with my NPO InspireZA, the work I do is focused on women in the townships.
Mm,
I'll do things like on a month like October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. I will have a small campaign like Run with Mary or Walk with Mary. For every kilometer you run or walk, you donate. If you're running 10K, you donate 10 rand. If you're running 50K, donate 50 rands. I take that money and buy sanitary products to donate in the schools or in the local township because
mhm.
women are struggling out there, to be honest. Affording sanitary products for us, we are working. So, it almost comes, I would say natural. But for women, most women who are not working, girls who are staying with their grandparents, going to school without sanitary products. So I use that money that I raise from my small campaigns under InspireZA to buy sanitary products to help women out there. So see that we go to big events like your 70.3 Iron Man.
Mm.
It's women of our color who are not swimming, to be honest. The white women are swimming. That's the reality. You get to races like this, and there are like four black women participating. When the race starts, there are four black women or five
Mm.
black women. The race starts, and only two black women will make it through, finish swimming on time, and not get cut off. And then
Okay.
you get into cycling. That black women, we are two black women. That other black women gets cut off in cycling. We get to running. I end up finishing the race alone as the only black woman on the course. So you look around this, you think this can't be right. How many black women do we have in South Africa? And I'm gonna
Mm.
be finishing the race alone here as the only black woman on the course. That's when I thought, no, we need to do something about this. Black women are not here because not because they can't cycle or run, they can, but they can't swim. So
It's
that's
the
what
swimming.
inspires the swim is the problem. That's how women for waves came about to get
Mm.
women out there, to teach women to learn to swim, to inspire women to learn to swim, to empower women to learn to swim. And learning to swim is a life-saving skill. Even if they don't want to participate in events,
In
but to
sports.
learn to swim, to be able to swim, you know, as mothers, we have kids, we have pools in our homes. You
Yes.
don't want to be covering the pool all the time because you can't swim. Should anything happen to your child, you can't jump in and save your child. We need women who are able
Mm.
to jump into the pool and save their child. You see, just learning how to swim doesn't even have to be for competitions. It doesn't have to be for taking part in a bigger event. Just you as a person. That it's a life-saving skill. Acquiring that skill for me is very important.
Okay. And even if you don't have a swimming pool at home, sometimes we do go out
Yes,
in vacation and find houses with the pool. So it will be beneficial anyways, even in traveling. If you are a family that travels to, it doesn't mean
yes.
you have to have a swimming pool. So
I
for
mean,
women to
as we go to pool parties, and when you look at us at pool parties, we are just sitting there surrounding the pool. Nobody's in the pool, but it's a pool party.
even at the beach, December when we travel, see my beach and
Yes,
stuff.
yes.
Yeah,
You don't even
we
want the water
show
to touch you. Like,
and you pretend like you're running from the waves. Gandhi, the problem is
hey,
that no swimming.
I want women to swim in the waves and Devon. Get into the water and swim.
And in Cape Town, because we do travel these places with families, but
Yeah,
the
you're
swimming
getting
is
into
all.
the water. Yeah.
So I'm gonna check questions here. I have one from Karabo. What do you do to have so much energy? Diet only? If so, what kind of food would you recommend for energy?
Your energy, I would say it starts mental. It starts with getting up and I want to do this. I want to do my 10K run. I want to do my 2 kilometer swim. before it becomes the energy, because before it becomes physical because of the food, it starts mental. How do I put it? You need to be mentally in it, to be able to get it done. It starts mentally. It needs to click in your mind that this is what I'm gonna do and I need to get it done.
Yes.
And the food, in the morning I have oats, I'll have Future Life, mid morning snack, I'll have your rice cakes, and uh, you know, I'll have a bit of meaty, like your Viennas. Lunch, I'll have a sandwich or I'll have a salad of vegetables. The food doesn't mean that I'm targeting, oh, I have to eat of energy
Specific food.
focused food. You know,
Okay.
I make sure my protein intake, that's what I try to, especially after a workout, make sure
Mm.
my protein intake is there. By protein intake, it's still more in the food. I can take a recovery drink, but I'm not gonna be pumping up a shake. Oh, this shake is for energy. I need drinking shake after shake. I don't believe in supplementing my body with different supplements for energy. This supplement for this. My
Mm.
nutrients, my vitamins. It comes more in the food. That's the food I eat. So it's not that I'm taking additional shake, taking this shake to give me energy. No, it is the usual. After workout, I take my recovery. It depends how long was the workout that I eat. You need to eat within the first hour after your workout. I make sure I've eaten, I'm full, and I've had healthy food and nutritious food. So I focus on the healthy food and the nutritious food. A balanced diet. It doesn't have to be, oh, this food needs to be full of energy. With the healthy food, with the nutritious food comes energy.
Yeah. And also, I've come to experience this, that if you do work out or have an activity session in your day, you do like revive your energy. Energy is always there as an
It's
active
always
person.
there, exactly. It means
Yes,
you have a
yes.
best day, a good day after your body workout. You didn't have to
Mm,
pump up an energy shake, filling up a liter of energy shake so you can have energy. Yeah. And most
mm,
importantly, but for me, energy comes from sleeping enough. If I go to
yeah.
bed tired, if I can just get that enough sleep, I recover in my sleep. Then tomorrow morning when I wake up, I've got the energy to take on another session because I've had enough sleep, I've eaten well, I've slept well, I've slept enough,
How
so I can wake
how
up with energy.
how many hours do you sleep on average to
Yo,
get
I don't
energy up?
sleep as much as I should. I sleep late, I get up early. For somebody who gets up so early, I should be sleeping at 9 o'clock, but I don't sleep at 9. I end up sleeping at 11. And I
Mm,
often I gotta
yeah,
be up at 4:30 or 5. Then I'm sleeping at 11. That's like not the 8 hours.
I
8 hours for
know.
me is luxury. I hardly
Mm.
ever get 8 hours. 7 is okay. I
And
just
with the
understand.
kids, how old is the youngest? Don't they bother
My
you like your kids?
They do bother. Like for example, after my Saturday long distance cycling, I can never take an afternoon nap. Like many cyclists who got up early for a long distance ride. In the afternoon, they take afternoon naps, but I can never do that because I've got these kids. And remember, I was away from them in the morning, so I can't just
Yeah.
come back and throw myself on the bed. They want their lunch, they want this, they want that. I
So
need to make
sometimes
sure they are
calling you
okay.
for the fun of it. Mama this, mama
Yes.
that.
So I can never just sleep, in the afternoon. No, doesn't happen. I rather go to bed early, try to sleep earlier. Yeah. The reality
Okay.
is with kids in the house, yeah, they will bother you trying to rest on a Saturday afternoon. So yeah,
Mm.
doesn't happen.
And then I have another question. Do you feel joining sports could help with women with self-esteem issues? That's
Yes,
from
yes,
Chicago. Mhm.
yes, I do. I do believe so, especially when it comes to um looks in terms of weight issues. So many women are aware that they're overweight. So many women are aware they want it, but it's a matter of doing it, just getting it done. So being involved in sports will eliminate things like weight issues. And with shedding weight, it makes you feel better as a person. Besides making you look better, it also starts mentally. When you look better, you feel
Yeah.
better. So I believe
Yeah.
sports has so many ways of improving women's lives. Starting with how they look. because as women, the reality is we are, conscious about how we look, how our hair looks, how our nails look, how our body looks. Being a sporty woman, it eliminates those issues of, oh, how do I look? I look overweight. Once you're a sporty woman, things like looking overweight are the least, of your problems.
All right, thank you for that. Yeah, that's true. Ever since I'm a social runner, so I do feel different than before, even more more confident than before I even had kids. But I was running then, Kota, it was just a random here and there. I never took commitment or being serious about it. But after baby number two and the lockdown overweight and stuff, me starting being active and being intentional about it, it did bring that difference and the way you feel, and if you can fit on
Yeah,
any clothing item that you haven't worn for a long time or whatever. So yes, getting into not into sports as such, but like e-fitness,
it's
taking the fitness journey seriously
and how you look, it even changes your mood. You know,
in your
it even changes
posture.
your mood because you are feeling good. Even your mood become, it makes you, because you're feeling so good as a person, your mood improves.
Mm. I have another one. Do you? What do you feel can be done to transform the culture of swimming in the Black community?
Yeah, I usually say no. Okay, there are two. They put it. Women today, women in the urban areas, women who are working, they can afford. I'd say they can afford swimming. There are different aspects to this. Women who are in the urban areas today have access to swimming pools. You know,
Yeah,
Virgin have swimming pools. For example, as a gym, they have access to swimming pools. They go to gym every day. They don't use the pool. They have access to it. It's a matter of now taking the courage of getting into the pool and using it. And then we have the other women who are in the rural areas who have never also been in the pool because they do not have access. They do not have the means. They do not have the funds. You see. So those women are the women I feel that we should even be focusing more on who do not have access at all. The schools, the young girls in the rural areas, in the schools, they don't have pools in schools. We should start there, building swimming pools in schools before they even become fully grown women. Start building pools in the communities so women, children in general in the communities can start swimming there. It will eliminate of growing another generation of people who cannot swim. We grew up in town. For example, I grew up in a township in Soshanguve. There was never a community swimming pool, until I moved into the urban areas where I see, oh, there's a pool at the gym, you know. So if we can start there, at the bottom or right there at the back and start developing there.
yeah. And I thought just crossed my mind to go to Emakaya in the rural areas. Well, back in the day, I'm from KZN, Kamapumulo, rural. There would be rivers, of which nowadays
Yes,
rivers they burn out or they are being reduced. So there isn't enough places to go swim as kids in the community or in the village. So I was thinking it even coming from that kind of a background where we would learn to swim in the rivers, then
at
that's a
them.
foundation because it's open waters. You would even have more skills.
Yes,
But nowadays, I
even
don't
the
think
safety.
much.
Yeah, even the safe aspect of things, now Ibakaya back, even if the dam is still there, even your safety, it's no longer the same.
It's
You
not
could go
safe
there and
anymore.
anything. It's not even safe anymore, you see.
Yeah, yes. I
Back
have
in the
another.
years, people just jump into the rivers and dams as kids play, and some got to learn how to swim there. The safety
Yes.
aspect of it was not much of an issue. Today, you go out there, you get attacked. If you're a woman, you are more likely to be raped,
Disappear. The
disappear,
key.
a whole lot of things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's another one. Can you describe the feeling after successfully climbing Mount Kilimanjaro? Kilimanjaro. Someone
Yo,
is interested
I
in
don't
that
know.
one.
Yo, it's more of a disbelief. Yeah, you're in a disbelief stage. You're excited, yeah, but there's more of a disbelief. That's where I was just it's unbelievable. I'm here. I'm at the top. When you're there at the top during my summit, because it was not snowy. It was dry actually at the top. It was actually dry.
Mhm.
I was looking forward to snow, but there was no snow. It was during those days, but there was no snow. What I could kept looking at the top, what I couldn't stop marveling at is the glacier. If you know the glacier, that big white ice, the very
Yeah,
big white ice, the glacier. Ah, I couldn't stop. I'm like, wow, I can almost touch it. You know. Then you hear the glacier is there, that big ice that we see on documentaries, on TV. Like I
it,
could, I'm just so close. I can never touch it, but it's almost like I could touch it. That's how you see things. You keep quiet and try to listen to the world up there. You can't hear anything. It's like it gave me that
quiet.
almost that feeling like I'm in the clouds. That feeling. You can tell that you're in a different world. It's just so amazing. You're just
Is
standing
it
there in disbelief.
very quiet or silence? Is
Yeah.
there silence?
Yes. Yes. It's that dead quiet. Yes.
That's
And
interesting.
funny enough, as we keep climbing up, going up, then you lose signal. There's no signal. But there, I asked my guard was holding having my phone. Can you believe I managed to call my husband right there at the top?
From the top.
There, I managed to get signal. I managed
Wow.
to make a call. Yes, I
Was
charged
it
my
a
phone.
clear signal? Was it clear?
It
You
was
had the
okay. I was able to call South Africa and talk to my husband and say, I just submitted, baby, at this time of the morning. It was just after 8 giving time. We just submitted at like 25 past 8. I'm like, there's even
signal.
signal here. After, coming up, it's not going to be signal. But right there at the top, there was signal, basically. You know,
That's
I couldn't believe
interesting.
it.
So was it
Yeah,
a phone call, a direct phone call or a video call? It
yes.
was
Like direct, no, 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 not a video call. Video calls,
uh,
you, yeah, you don't want to
needing
exhaust your battery
to
and just a short call to say I've
yes,
submitted.
yes. Mm.
Yes.
So what do you carry in the bag? It's you counted water, um, food,
Yeah,
just your own food, or what?
in a daily backpack, you carry your water, your snacks. Yeah, your snacks like dried fruit and nuts, your biscuits, those kind of snacks you carry. And you also carry your personal items. If you can't do without a Vaseline. You carry Vaseline. You carry gloves. In case
Okay.
it gets colder later, you carry an extra top. Those kind of necessities.
So is there a limit of how much you can carry, or it's just the minimum with 3 kg? Is it just the
Yeah, just a
minimum?
minimum. If you can carry four, you add it. You can add. If your bag can take,
Depends
or
on you.
it depends on you. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, but
I
the
have
lighter you carry, the better because you don't exhaust yourself. You still have another day of climbing tomorrow.
the energy there. Mm. And then there's another question from Karabo. He says, of all your sporting achievements, which one means the most to you?
Yo,
All of
skydiving. Can you believe it?
skydiving.
Skydiving.
Mm.
I still can't believe when I look at my videos, I still can't believe that I jumped
It's a
out of a plane
beautiful
right up there. A week before I did it for my 40th last year when I was turning 40 last year. I'm like, I want to do something out of the ordinary.
mm.
And like I've always wanted to do skydiving in my late 30s. I was like, okay, now when I said, okay, when I turn 40, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. Yeah, and then it was time. Yo, that whole week, immediately, especially after paying. I'm
You
like,
were
okay, now I'm
stretching.
paying. That means, yo, I'm telling you, how am I gonna jump out of a plane up there? Like how? Am I crazy? Am I not thinking about my kids?
Are
Yeah,
you
so
afraid of
skydiving for
heights?
me.
Are you
Eh?
afraid of heights? Heights.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, yeah, anything, yeah, too far. I mean, if anything goes wrong there, what are chances of survival? It's not just heights of jumping down the wall, jumping off the wall and just jumping through. Yeah, so that week of skydiving, I'm like, okay, 2 days to go. I start, watching the videos a lot, visualizing it. Although they keep saying the chances of accident are very slim, you have a higher chance of an accident driving on the N1, not in skydiving. Can you believe it?
Eh, yeah, I
Very,
suppose.
very, very, very,
That's,
very, very, very less risk.
uh, so
Yeah,
is
and
there
eventually the time came, and I did
weight
it.
weight what how heavy you are
Restriction.
or anyone?
Yes, there's a certain weight when you're over 100 kg, I think, or 90 or 100. They use different equipment. So as you,
Uh,
do your forms online, you need to say how much you weigh. If you weigh over 90 or 100, then they say you can't do it. You can't do it, but they need to be prepared for that, for a heavier body. They need to get ready the proper equipment for a heavier person.
okay.
Yeah, so I say skydiving, although it happens so quick, it's something that takes hours and hours. But it's
How
yeah.
long does it from the moment you jump until you land? Is it minutes
Um,
or?
there are two parts to it. So you jump off,
Mhm.
it takes few seconds before the parachute opens. That your tandem, you're on the tandem. You have a tandem master who's gonna be controlling everything. Once I jump,
Okay.
and then you go for it. You jump off. Once you are somewhere, after the jump, 20 seconds later or so, not even a minute, it's gonna start opening up a parachute.
Mm-hmm.
And once that parachute is opened, then you can start. You're still very high up, but I would say
Yeah.
you're more on the safer side. The parachute has opened. Nothing can go wrong the time that you start enjoying the beauty of being up in the sky. The tandem master even let me turn. He shows me you can turn it. As you turn it, you facing the north. As you turn it, you facing the east. I got to do that as we coming down. I just couldn't
Yes.
believe it. When I looked down, we far high up there, but we still keep coming down, coming down.
So how does it feel? Actually, I wanted to. Oh, I'm now that I'm thinking about it. You know, when you are dreaming, you dream like you are falling off the bed. Do you have that feeling? Because the gravity is pulling you down. So
Yes,
is there
the
how does that?
gravity, the
Yeah.
wind. What I could hear a lot was the wind. Ooh, the sound. Ooh,
Yes.
even if time by time the master tried to talk to me, I wouldn't really hear him. The wind is so much. Yeah, the wind is so much that.
Do you
So
feel
we
the
had a cameraman,
direction wind? Sorry. The direction of
with
the
the
wind
drop,
or just the sound? Yes.
with the
Mm-hmm.
drop, with the drop is you drop. In that
Yes.
drop, all you could hear is the wind. And as you try to stay stable up in the air, we try to stay stable. We how do I put it? There's a cameraman who dropped before us. If you pay
Okay.
for the videographer comes with you. The videographer will drop first, will jump first, and he
Mm-hmm.
stays here. He opens his parachute and stays. Wait for us to get to his level. We also
Okay.
start opening the parachute, so the videographer is already trying to come onto our face. So even when my dad, that time the wind is so much, there's no talking, it's action language, if I may put it that way. My tenant master will say, look at the video, look at the cameraman, pointing to the cameraman, look there, look there, you know. So it's actions, you know. And yeah, until the videographer starts coming down, you also start coming down. So yeah, I'd say skydiving is it's
It's one
as
of
much as swimming in the ocean, it's yeah, I think my skydiving is the top, you know, it's my top achievement.
that's have you done any bungee jumping?
No, I don't like it. It's not on my bucket list either. I know it's
Okay,
strange. People think, "Oh, if you can skydive, it means you can easily bungee jump."
bungee jump.
But I'm not interested. Yeah, not interested in bungee
It
jumping.
doesn't look as exciting as skydiving.
Skydiving, yeah. I mean, extra skydiving is like an action movie. Things are happening there. Action
Yes.
movie, just dropping. You know how the soldiers drop off that their helicopter, the
Mm.
soldiers and all dropping off like that. Let's go, and they go for
So
it.
we can
Yeah,
send you a
that's
message.
action.
So we can
Eh?
send you a DRC your dropper corner.
Yeah, don't send me to GRC. I'll drop off that plane. I won't even think twice. Good, we go. We are at war.
Okay. I also wanted to ask, come on, what was it? Oh, the mountain climbing. Would you do it again? Even
Yeah,
if it's
mountain
other
climbing.
mountains, what would
Yeah,
you
I'm looking at
carry?
doing other mountains in the future, other high
Okay.
altitude mountains. I know which mountains I would like to do. Just a matter of when and how, the planning, the
Mm,
financial implications of things. Climbing Kilimanjaro, it's still within Africa. It's one of the cheapest marathons that you can still afford to climb. But the minute you start going to Mount Everest, you're spending, it's a lot of money.
it's a lot.
Like over, you need almost a billion, if I may put it that way. It's a
Eh?
lot. Yeah, it's a lot.
A
Oh
million. You
yeah,
said a
probably half.
million.
Probably half a billion, 500,000. Yeah,
Oh, half. You said
it's a lot of
half.
money. You need
No,
to,
that's
yeah, you need to raise money. Taking money out of your pocket is like
sponsorship.
that's like taking your life savings. Your salary alone won't cut it. Yeah, so people get sponsored for big mountains like Everest because it's a lot of money. And mountains like Everest, they can't even say, "Oh, I'm budgeting 300,000," because they don't even know how long you're going to be there. You can be there for a month. You know,
Oh, okay.
it's so much weather dependent. You keep going up, you come down. Everest is a different world. You keep going up, you come down. You are dramatizing. You go up, now you must come down because the weather is bad. It's too snowy. You come down to the another camp. Up and
Oh,
down, a lot of up and downs. You can even spend 4 weeks on the mountain. I'm coming up and down, up and down. And then the longer you are there, the more the costs are going up. Are becoming more and more.
okay. Uh,
You need proper money for other mountains like Everest. It's a lot of money.
or like sponsorship, 100%.
Yeah. I
Ah,
wouldn't do it again. Kilimanjaro, I don't have a reason to do it again. An adventure that I can do it again, it's going under the sea. Then I can still do it again. Yeah. Especially because I'm a swimmer. So I would say the ocean, I wouldn't say it's my territorial, but it's an environment that I visit often, you know.
okay.
So just a matter of going under. Because when I'm swimming, I'm on the surface. So going undersea is just another step further.
Okay. And I have another one. Who is or who are your women heroes?
Yeah, I think of women role models. I can't. Yeah, somebody asked me who's your role model. I'm like, you at this stage, I'm my own role model. Not in a bad way, but I think of an amazing woman who's doing it all, and there are great women out there. But I think
Mm,
of a woman who's see, I can't even think of one. Who's doing. I don't know who are my women heroes. Really,
yeah.
yeah. I've got great women that I admire, in the
Yes.
triathlons, in 70.3, in full Ironman, because they do this. And in mountain climbing, Sarah Kumar is great in mountain climbing, but there's
Yeah.
that woman who's what was the word I'm looking for? An all rounder. I can't get that
Oh,
woman. So I come back to, okay, I inspire myself. That's where it goes back to.
yes. And you keep on testing yourself by exploring anyway. Uh,
Yes.
mm. How many medals do you have in total?
How many medals do I have in total?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Combined, all three sports or any?
Sure, a lot. I don't even keep medals anymore. Yeah, it's a lot. So the medals that I keep today are my Comrades Marathon medals and my 70.3 medals, those major events. And as
Mm-hmm.
for marathons, ultra marathons, I don't even have those medals. Most of them are gone. Yeah, so I keep the major, major, major big events. That's my
Okay.
track and my Ironman and Comrades. I think I've kept two oceans medal. I think, yeah. The rest are just gone. There's just so many. My husband said we have to get rid of this. It's just too much.
Uh,
The fact that our medals are combined, his medals and my medals, it was just too much around the house. We just,
okay.
get rid of them. Yeah.
And then with the comrades, how many races have you done for comrades?
Two, two. I wanted two, so I did two, and yeah, back to back, and that's it.
So you're not gonna do it this year?
No, there's no need.
Comrades.
I'm not a
There's
runner.
no.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
No, I'm not
okay,
a runner. Those are
okay.
runners' problems of doing comrades every year. Those
And it
are runners'
is
problems.
problems, asking for problems. And how was the experience
Not
for?
problems per se, but I've got things to
Yeah,
do, you
but
know.
no, no, I'm
I've got
just
my
saying,
triathlons to
really,
do.
it is asking for problems doing like 10 kilometers about 8. That's like you need like major preparation. So no, but from
Well,
your side,
as a triathlete, when you train for triathlons, especially like half Ironman, you're already, how do I put it? You're
used
already fit for comrades. You're already
for
fit for comrades.
long distance type
Yes,
of
you're
thing.
already fit for long distances, but I prefer to focus on this. I know now in 2025, I'm focusing on this. So I'm not gonna want other distractions like long runs come into the way. I want to focus on this particular thing and excel in it. So if I'm gonna be everywhere, I'm doing comrades, I'm doing oceans, at the same time, this year I'm doing, all this, you end up just not excelling at it. Nothing you're excelling at, yeah, at all these things, but performing poorly, you know. So
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, all I wanted from comrades is a back to back. I've done my back to back, put it aside, I move on and I focus on things that I want to achieve and achieve them well.
Okay. So back to swimming, because also for me, I am interested in getting into swimming and then maybe getting an entry once I am good. How mu- how many times in a week would one need to, as an adult who can't swim but starting to learn, and if you live at an area where it's the gym that's the only access you have, and yes, you probably need a coach there, but how much of it would you need to put in order to train for like
Someone
entering?
who's on the learn to swim stage, I would say start with one swim a week, get the feel of water, and then maybe 3 months or 2 months later, now that you've gotten used to being in the pool, you can add your lessons to two, 2 lessons a week. Because taking 2 lessons or 3 lessons a week immediately when you start, when you are not used to being in the water, you don't want to shock your body. It's like when you're cutting down on sugar. If you want
Oh,
to stop sugar, you start by cutting down. You don't immediately, stop. If you're taking 3 spoons of sugar, then you just stop immediately. You start
yes,
by reducing from two
yeah.
spoons, from 3 spoons you do two, then you do one. I'm assuming you say start once a week, getting used to being in the pool, getting used to the water coming into your eyes, whatever, and then and you don't feel you feel it okay. And I've been swimming for 2 weeks once a week. I think this swimming thing I might like it. I just want to keep doing it. Then you can add your after 2 or 3 months, then you can add your weekly lessons. Then once you get to a level where okay now I know how to swim, I'm not there yet. I'm not good at it, but now I know how to swim. Then you can add your lessons to 3 times a week. So you can now start, flowing in the water. Now you start doing it more and more. Now that you know how to do it, you want to do it more and more, so you become good at it.
Mhm.
You see.
Okay. Uh, I see that we've ran over an hour. I think we should part ways. So what message would you give out there for listeners and someone who's gonna watch this later in closing? And
I believe
especially
everybody,
uh-huh. No, no, sorry.
everyone has something they want to achieve. Whatever you want to achieve, don't think it's impossible. Don't think you can't do it. Don't think so you don't have time for it. It's all about commitment. If it's an activity, make time to train for it. If you feel that you need a coach to partner with somebody to help you get that coach, it's not a waste of money. People paying a coach for swimming, people think it's a waste of money. It's not. Look at me today. You know, it's not a waste of money. If I didn't have a coach, to teach me to swim, was I gonna get anywhere? I doubt. Spend that money on a swim coach. Sacrifices.
Mhm.
Know that this for these 3 months, I'm not going to get a brand new handbag. I'm not going to get a brand new pair of shoes because I'm paying a swim coach. The sacrifice. Sacrifice for the things that you want to achieve. Set goals and work on them. It's possible. If I can do it, I think so many people can do it.
Yes. All right. Thank you. Thank you for words of encouragement and letting us into your world tonight. Get well. I see you struggling with your nose. Get well, please
Ah,
do.
the dam hates me. Every Sunday when I
Was
come
it
back from the
cold?
dam.
Was the
No,
water
it's not.
cold?
It's not. It's not the. No, it's not the temperature.
It's the
But
actual water, anyways.
it's the actual water. In the pool, you usually it's caused by in the pool. It's caused by the chlorine in the water.
Oh,
The dam
okay.
doesn't have chlorine, but there's something in the dam that irritates some of us. I'm not the only swimmer. Some swimmers, our nostril gets irritated by the dam.
And then the
Yeah.
ocean.
The ocean is kinder actually because of the salt. What the ocean does is that the salt clears, it cleans your nostril actually. So with an
Really?
ocean swim, yeah, the ocean is very kind to the nostril because of the salt that's in it. So I don't get this block in ocean swimming. I get it in dam swimming. Most of us we get it in the dam, not in the ocean.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. I could ask you many questions and keep this long, but no, we have to end it. And thank you so much for being with us tonight on a Sunday evening. We're supposed to be resting and relaxing or preparing for the next day. But thank you very much,
Yeah.
Mary. Hope to cross paths with you in
I want you to
person.
swim. Start swimming. I want you to
Really,
swim.
I promise you, I am really, really interested, and you will know once I start. When I've started, you will know. And thank you, and good night. And thank you
Thank you
for
so
the
much.
viewers that are out there. We really appreciate you being with us.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. So I'm gonna end the stream now. You can end it as well. I'll just put in
Okay.
the outro end video.